Yeah.
I hope we come across like a mime club. I want there to be a mimes, just like
boom, boom, boxed in.
yeah, yeah. I hope that happens. But like you have to go out there and like let your freak flag fly and not have any
Yeah.
shame about. Because I'm gonna be for real. What else? I mean, hey, by the way, we if you're here and you're listening and you expect us to make some kind of point, you're in the wrong place, buddies.
Disney's got to stop with this live action stuff.
Oh snap! You know what? Every time we do
can't
talk
keep
about
letting them get away with this, man.
you can't keep getting away with this.
That mouse
Yeah.
needs to be stopped.
Okay. Don't like I always talk about doing live action stuff. I know that maybe we shouldn't even think about things being live action just because. Come on now.
Here we go. And 3, 2, and 1. Hey everybody, welcome back to Anime Me Pod. It's me, Joanne, with my co-host Sal, and we are in a new month, y'all. 4 months in now.
What do we call this month? What are we doing? We're just doing it. It's just anime month. It's anime
month. Anime free month. It's my birthday month. I know that.
Yo, do whatever you want. Yeah, that's what it is.
Whatever.
You know what? This is
whatever.
Treat yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yourself. Treat yourself.
Treat yourself to some Anime-Me. Do you know what Anime-Me is, Joe Angel?
What is that?
Anime-Me is a podcast where two friends show each other anime. We teach you how to love anime. One episode every Monday. First episode. I think I messed that all up.
Treat yourself. It don't matter.
Yeah, and we unfairly judge these animes. The first episode every Monday where you listen to podcasts.
Where you listen to podcasts, where you watch podcasts, that is where we are. But today's episode, we are just going to sit back and recap an anime that Sal has continued to watch. Sal, let us know what that is.
We are talking about something I think that most people know, that I recently have been shown. I'm talking about real recently, and I continue to watch. And I continue to watch. Not finished. Continue to watch. So we're going to be talking about some stuff, and you're going to be like yelling at us, talking about things I don't know yet, that haven't been revealed yet. We're talking about Kill la Kill. Kill la Kill. Kill la Kill.
Boom.
I was like, enamored with the first episode. Yeah. Like we did that thing where you watch the first episode and you go, this is interesting. I like everything that this episode is doing, so I need to continue to watch it. Yeah. Is it gonna sustain? Is it gonna do some things?
Is he gonna keep going, or is he gonna fall off the cliff?
I there are some shows that. And this show did this thing that I talked to some other friends of mine who are like anime people, and you need to tell me, you need to walk me through it, Joe Bangles. I'm only halfway through, by the way. So Kill la Kill is what, one season, right?
24 episodes? 24 episodes. Yeah.
So I am right smack dab in the middle. So no spoilers. Should I tell you where I am so that you don't spoil this for me? Because I don't want spoilers.
Have
you watched this all? You watched all of this?
Not yet.
Okay.
It's been in my rotation. Are you in the Spit Your Sadness Away? That's episode 12.
No, okay. So I'm on 11 then. I'm on I'm Not Your
Creepy Woman.
Yes.
Which, by the way, the titles for these episodes are awesome.
Dude, this show. Okay, so it does. I will say it does sustain. Like I want to feel like, is it like a battle per episode? I feel like there's a battle per episode.
That's what it seems like, because I think it was. What was it? Episode. What was it? It was episode 6. Was it 6?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was the one where they started a club. They started their own
Mm-hmm.
club,
Yep.
the Fight Club, which she
Which
broke
we
the
don't
number
talk
one
about.
rule Fight Club
Yeah.
and
We
started talking about Fight Club
immediately talking about
immediately.
it.
They made their own club, started fighting, started getting, started moving on up into society because, as we tell, the more you move up with because they have the system, their system base is based on stars. So there's no
Mm-hmm.
stars, 1 star, 2 star, 3 star. Each level you move up in society. So you get better housing, which, as we said before, for some reason in anime, student council has all the power, and they have the
Dude,
power to control where people live in the city.
yeah. Decided by high schoolers. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, and some other kids that are a little too old for high school,
yeah.
but mostly high schoolers.
And so, of course, Mako is the student Fight Club president. Um, and so she goes full on boss mode, and it's just like everybody starts getting greedy. So they
Yep.
fall into that thing of like they got money and they forgot where they came from.
I loved that. Dude, that was one of the best like little sequence of them just like cuz it doesn't they make it believe like it happened within like maybe a month. You know what I'm saying? Like 3 weeks, 2 weeks
Yeah.
tops, and they're immediately bougie. Like they're like, ugh, gross. They were
Yeah.
they started from
This
the
is
bottom.
beneath me. Yeah. They were now they're here.
Now they're here, and
Yeah.
but you know what? It's funny that they make these jokes because it is kind of that thing. It's a real
Yeah.
thing. You do forget where you come from because you get
Yeah.
used to a certain thing.
Money changes people, man.
Hey, bro, you start shopping at Target, and then the one time you step foot in a Walmart, you're like,
You're like, oof,
gross.
what is this?
This is disgusting.
Which, by the way, I went to Walmart the other day just because I've been trying to look for the new Bluebell protein ice cream. I still haven't been able to find it. And I've seen people posting that they have it. I'm like, where are y'all finding this?
It's fake. It's not real, dude. It's not real.
all
You've been
AI.
duped. It's AI. You've been duped.
Get Bluebell.
Okay.
Why? But yeah, I think that's after that episode. Sasuke,
Lady
Queen
Sasuke.
Bee decides to forgo everything she built the school to be and start from scratch, and just calls out an all-out school war to where everybody can reclassify themselves by fighting again. And so I think that's what happened. No, that's what happened to school. Before that, it was before that. He basically says any class, any club members who want to move up, she basically puts a hit out on Ryuki, and basically everybody is like trying to defeat her to move themselves up in the chain. Which is funny because we get this whole sequence of all these random clubs. Like there's one, what was it? It's a tightrope roping club.
Dude, any club you can think of. I hope we come across like a mime club. I want there to be a mime, just like
boom, boom, boxed in.
yeah. I hope that happens. Anything and everything. There's a music club. There's I'm trying to think of all the other ones that we came across.
Club, pant club, the tennis club.
The tennis club was a good one.
What was the other one? There's some other ridiculous ones. Ping pong club.
Ping pong. This is the thing, though. As you're talking about this and the stuff, what's going on in the show, it's already. Well, I'm halfway. I'm a little under halfway through.
Yeah.
We're one episode below halfway through,
mark.
And we've already lost what are the main objective. Yuko was supposed to be finding her dad's killer.
Yeah.
And she just totally forgot about it, or I don't know.
No, that's still the main arc. It's just
Lady Sasuke is our way through. She
because I think
that Lady
in episode 2, Lady Sasuke gets her own Senkaku suit, which they're called the Kamui. They get their own Kamui suits. She gets her own Kamui suits, which we figure out in her flashback in the episode is also her wedding dress.
Which, by the way, how old is she? Like, what is going on?
So they have a wedding dress. That's her wedding dress that they've saved. But she goes and breaks it out to fight Ryo, and uh it kind of ends in a draw almost.
Mm-hmm.
And so Lady Sasuke is all like, "All right, cool. Now, if you want to fight me again, you got to beat all my lackeys. So you got to go through the whole school system now to get back to me. So and in order to get the answers you want, you have to defeat me. So now Rio's got to go back through, start from the bottom again, and then work her way back up to fight um, Lady Sasuke to get her answers.
So she's got like they call them life fibers? Are they life fibers?
So yeah, their life fibers is what gives the powers to the Goku
To the
uniforms,
suits.
to the
Mm-hmm.
Kamui suits. And I think after each battle, she gets all the life fiber of that club
Yeah.
leader's uniform.
Yeah, after
So it
she
goes
defeats them.
into his So
Mhm.
it's almost like it reminded me a lot of Scott Pilgrim, where he's got to fight the evil exes.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit. And then like he's like, "Ooh, change." And she just like her suit absorbs the fibers and
Yeah.
becomes that much more powerful.
Yeah.
Though
By the way, once she figures out how to do it, this is all in the second episode, I think.
Mhm.
No, third episode, Genketsu episode, where Lady Sasuke gets hers. These transformations,
dude, I mean, it's like it reminds me of like it's Sailor Moon. It's rated R Sailor Moon. Okay, like that's what it is. These transformations, dude, there's like the wind is blowing, and like if you just imagine the wind
everything's
is blowing,
moving. Just think that everything is moving.
Just say that everything is moving, and you see some of it, and they keep it. I mean, I don't know what is this rated, because Japanese rating and American rating. If I were to put this in America, like American rating,
this is rated 16 plus for nudity, profanity, suggestive dialogue, and violence.
What would you say the equate what it would equate to? Is it rated R, or are we like it's like a little, because they don't really technically
TVMA.
TVMA is like it's a little it's mature. It's not meant. This is not for kids. This show is. If you're listening to this,
they're showing stuff, but they're not showing stuff.
Yeah. I think that's a really great way of putting it, because there's a part where she's like it's fake nudity. It's fake nudity. Let's just go ahead and put it out there. Like you're like she's like Barbie, Ken and Barbie.
They're just showing.
There's the
not
outline.
The full detail,
Yeah, there's no detail to any of this. And so you see that quite a bit, especially in the transformations. It is wild. There are, like we hadn't talked about this in a while because we hadn't really come across it. There were some shows that we watched very beginning of the podcast.
Yeah.
Where, like the angles that they draw some of this in are very revealing angles. They're a little suspect too.
I think it was that episode 3 where they're fighting in the schoolyard. All the the reactions from all the background characters every time they during the whole fight scene.
That's the
nosebleeds everywhere.
The Mako's family, Mako, Ryuko and Mako are like Mako. I love that character, by the way. Mako is
dude,
what
was it? It was episode 8, I think, where they're in
the
car
she steps
with
in.
They're in the car with Bane. And she's just like singing, and he's asking Rio to be like, "Hey, can you shut her up?" She's like, "Do you think I can do that?" And Mako just comes in, and she's like, "Yeah, because my traffic light's always on yellow, never on red."
Never on red. She is always tired. She's always sleepy. She's always late to school. She's always hungry. But also like the way she's drawn, and like she just already looks funny. Like she's like the comedic relief of this show. I mean, the show is really it remains funny, and it remains like action packed and high energy, and they have like some really strong characters in this show, and Mako is one of them.
It's that classic funny guy straight man combo they had.
Yeah, that's exactly
form,
Yeah, base form. A great. It's the combination that you
Yeah.
need to have a strong like um duo of sorts. And Mako's family, like from the parents to the dog, even like
Dude, the dog
the
is
dog,
awesome.
even they're all preverts. Okay, like okay, that's what this. Okay, so that's the issue with this. Okay, I don't know how to talk about this without shaming anybody, but I don't think like because you had asked me like, what's the show that you continue to watch, and we can recap it. And I
Yeah.
was like, well, I have continued to watch Kill La Kill. I'm afraid to tell people this. You know, Joe Banks. People, I am
Scrap this episode.
I'm an upstanding citizen of my city. Okay, I live in a town that's small enough that people know who I am. Okay,
Yeah.
not a lot of people, but you know, like
On the local news, you know.
I'm
what I'm
all,
saying?
you know, every now and then Sal's out there, you know, I'm like doing
Shaking
cleaning up,
hands.
yeah, kissing babies, you
Babies.
know, like cleaning up the park. Local hero. Local hero picks up trash in the park and also watches
Just
perverted TV.
shit.
Okay? This show, because short. Like I went to a little like local business put out a restaurant here in town or something. Put out they watched a Miyazaki film. They were
Okay, yeah.
screening Spirited Away, I think. They were screening Spirited Away.
Yeah. Classic,
And so
classic.
me and a couple friends go and like get some food and hang out. And they did a what do you call that? Where they dress up.
Cosplay.
They did a cosplay contest.
Nice.
And it wasn't just for the show. It wasn't just for just show up in your anime.
Your favorite character, yeah.
Favorite character, whatever. And you know, like there were some characters. Oh, well, who was I watched a show just recently. She has like these scars on her arms, and she's kind of like military looking. Gosh, what was it? I just watched it.
Jujutsu Kaisen?
Yeah, it was Jujutsu Kaisen. Who is it in Jujutsu Kaisen?
Gosh, hang on.
Whatever her name is, she was
hang on.
a dead ringer for this Jujutsu Kaisen bad mofo. Okay, she is a straight up gangster in the show, and she was a dead ringer. I was like, even like, you know, height, the way she looked, super great. And there were just some, you know, the usual suspects that are out there that are, you know, like, that you would recognize that are pretty run of the mill. Maki, yes. I think yep, let's show the people. Yep, that was Maki. She had the short hair.
Yeah.
You know, like she was even doing the like embodying the character.
Yeah.
And then
the whole 9 yards, as they say.
And there was also somebody dressed up as Ryuko. And not in the outfit. Not in her battle uniform. Not her second
school version.
School version. The G version of it. You know, she had Senketsu on with the little like eye like down. Yeah. And I was like, oh snap, like I watched the show. I watched like maybe one, I think it was like almost after we had just watched it. I was like, oh, that's cool. I recognized.
Hey, I know that person.
And there were a couple people that kind of like
gave you the side eye.
They gave her the side eye. I could see people like making eye contact and they were like whispering to each other like, kill, that's kill, I kill. Ryuko, kill, I kill. Okay. So my mind, okay, so I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Oh my gosh, you see what she's wearing?
Bro, you say this, but I'm like, if you put out in the world that you watch Kill I Kill or any other show that has the same feeling, the same what's the thing where they show stuff and it's for the viewer, the fan service. A show that has this amount of fan service, like that has like it's just built in, like it's just in every
part
scene
of the show. You can't have the show without it.
Without it, yes. You are telling people that
I
You
am
a
a
freak.
heathen.
You a freak.
Diddy didn't do it.
Yo, like yo, he'd probably love this show. Did he? He'd be like, "Hey, all I want is some baby oil and some
And
kill I kill in my life."
Like,
Cause you're like watching. Here's the thing: I'm watching the show. I'm going, like without all the fan service, like this is a strong show. Like it
yeah.
is conceptually absurd. The comedy is very good. The writing is really good. Like, it's all very strong. There's a battle in almost
Yeah.
every episode. Like, it's really
It's very
like
like
one.
Monster of the Week type feel
Yeah,
from like the old school shows
the
that we've
old,
had.
yeah, I could
Yeah.
imagine it, like, cause this is an Adult Swim. It would come out once a week, and
Mhm.
I could imagine like, yo, this has a great following for a good reason because it is like, strongly written.
Yeah.
There's really good. I really enjoy a lot of this show, and I continue to enjoy a lot of this show, and it could be just fine without all the fan service. But now I gotta go, and I like this show, and so now I have to go out in the world and be like, Sal, what kind of anime? What anime are you watching? What do you
Yeah.
like? I'm like, I like Kill la Kill, but not the way you think I like Kill la Kill.
But hold on, let me explain it first.
Let me explain myself. Okay, it is. Oh, I don't know how. Okay, so this is the part that I think I had alluded to earlier, and some people have alluded to me, and I haven't come across this yet. I have some friends that are into anime, and they're like, "There's this show, and the show's all very well and good. Like like a show can be very good, and you're going like first season all the way up, and then it turns a corner and does some like fan servicey things, and also does some like gross fan servicey things for people who are like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so then you can't."
Usagi drop. Lock that man up.
Hey, lock him up. I mean, like, get rid of these men, okay? Thankfully, he's rest his soul. I'm not gonna say God rest his soul, but rest his soul. You know what I'm saying? Rest in something. But like, you have to go out there and like, let your freak flag fly and not have any shame about. Because I'm gonna be for real. I got a little bit of shame about liking the show.
Hey, but that's the main thing about the show is that yeah, dude, it is one of those things where enjoying the show and it's always like those memes that you see and come across where it's all like you're watching anime and it's like wholesome and stuff, and then somebody walks in the room and then they walk in right at the fan service part, and it's always like, wait, hold on, let me explain.
Let me explain. Yeah, exactly.
So
I don't
it's
know.
that whole thing.
I mean, like, it's such an interesting thing that I mean, like, it's just built into Japanese culture there. That it's just, I'm trying to equate that to anything here in America. I mean, I guess, we watched Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones at the very beginning was very fan servicey. Like, and does that need it? Did it need it to get you into the show, or would you be in the show if it wasn't there? I mean, I don't know. It's just such a.
I think that equates to from the original source material as well, because like with like books and stuff, a lot of stuff gets cut out and changed. Like Game of Thrones, for instance, and they weren't in their 20s like the show showed. They were actually
in the book.
like 14, 13 years old. Like John, I think, was like 13 or 14 when he went to the wall, and I think Daenerys was maybe a few years older than him.
Yeah.
But all in all, they're all pretty young in the show. I mean, in the book, and then they changed it for the show, which it is that cultural thing too of like how we view media here versus how they view it in Japan, how they view like morality. I'll just, go ahead and say morality is kind of different here than it is in Japan as well with certain things.
It's also changed here too, though. Like if you think about like some of the shows that we watched or movies that we watched when we were a couple years ago, I can't remember what year American Pie came out.
Dude, that was like I want to say that was the 90s.
It's got to be the
like
90s.
Either 90s or early 2000s.
I'm gonna say late 90s,
early 2000s.
which is what 20-something years ago.
Yeah.
but they were all in high school. These are
Yeah.
high school students doing, some things
Some things.
and revealing some things.
Some things.
And if
Which
you
in
think
our
about
day too, it was all like, yeah, that did happen in
it,
school.
it
But
happened.
it's that chicken and the egg thing too, to where like, all right, were we reciprocating what we saw on TV, or was TV reciprocating what the creators went through in high school?
Art imitating life, or
Yeah,
is life imitating
like
art?
imitating art. Yeah,
I don't know, but it's also, but it brings into question, like, that's a high schooler, an underage person. But I mean, in real life, I bet,
yeah.
they weren't. Those kids are they're probably like 30-year-olds.
Mila Kunis was like 15 in
Yeah.
70 show.
Yeah. She lied about her age, so that's
Yeah.
on her. You know what I'm saying? But she didn't have to do anything crazy.
No.
But like, it is an interesting thing. Like, thankfully this is all animated and it's all made up.
Yeah.
But they are in high school, and
Yeah.
she's dressed a certain way, and like things are flying, and amazingly drawn. So fun to watch, like great battle scenes. I can't wait to get to the point where we are getting some answers, because I think, I mean, we know the task at hand is that not lost. That's what I meant. I didn't mean to say like we have lost what the plot is, because the plot is she is trying to find her father's killer. She has half this scissor blade, and the killer has the other half, supposedly.
Yeah.
And we're gonna find this out eventually.
I think it is episode 8 too as well, where she goes back to her childhood home with Mako, and she kind of lets Mako in on what's going on. Like, hey, this is what happened. This is why I'm doing this. I'm here. This is what happened between me and my dad. Because we find out that after mom died, dad just threw himself into his work. She went to go live in the dorms at school, so their relationship was kind of strange.
Yeah.
Dad sent her a letter. She came back to talk, found him.
Yeah, we have gotten a couple. Yeah. I think there was even a scene in maybe episode 10 or 9 where she finds her dad. She just missed the killer in his house. The house is on fire, and he's been stabbed with a scissor.
The scissor.
And he's like, if you're gonna continue my work, you're gonna need this blade.
Yeah.
But then she goes after the blade, and then the house blows up, and he didn't finish telling her all of the things that she needed to know.
Which is good, because if she would have stayed, she would have blown up too. I mean,
and also we wouldn't have the story. We wouldn't have
we would have the show without it.
we wouldn't have, well, not even her death, but like if he would have given her more information. Because she's having to find this out. We're having to find this out, the story out along with her. We're along for the ride in this story, which is good writing. That's the part about all this this whole show, is that we are revealing very small little nuggets as we continue to go through the story.
I think it was episode 5 where we get like the gorilla, the other dude who comes out and has like the needle gun, who's hunting her. We kind of get some backstories where I think is Sasuke's family. I think it was, I can't remember the name. I'm trying to remember right now. But there's a certain family who's trying to make these uniforms, the Kamuis and stuff.
Yes.
Trying to get power from there. The group this guy in, Mohawk, we'll call him Mohawk. Mohawk's in. He comes in to try and get her Kamui from her. But he's in cahoots with the pervy teacher.
Yeah. Oh my
his whole
gosh.
character too,
dude. That once again, another one of those weird things.
He's always undressed.
He's a teacher, and he looks super nerdy, but then when he like turns it
he
on,
does the whole glasses. He does the Laney Boggs. He takes the glasses off.
He's sparkly.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go ahead and say it. He's got sparkly nipples. There's a scene where he takes his shirt off, and they're glowing.
Like,
what am I watching? And don't mess up my show, okay? I'm trying to watch my show.
Yeah,
I don't want to be embarrassed.
But we get the hint they're in cahoots, because I guess they're part of this secret organization called Nudist Speech.
Yes, I forgot about that part of the show. and he was part of it, and he
Yeah.
was part of the work that he was doing.
Yeah.
She finds the suit that her dad made, and
Oh, we also get too, because she asked too about why the suit was it is like it
yes,
is, and he goes, "That was just your dad. I'm sorry to say, girl, your dad was a freak."
you're a bit of a freak. You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh, dude! Like there are so many like just unnecessary angles and silliness and ridiculousness that's going on. But the thing is, here's the thing: they know that I like that
Yeah.
part of it. That's the part that's so good about this whole thing is that they know, like, because Mako is also she's also us a little bit, where she's
Yeah.
watching her friend, she's like explaining some stuff, and she goes, you know, like it has to be done. This is silliness, and they're also calling out the absurdity. Like
Yeah.
it would be one thing if they're doing all this like fan service and nobody's like paying
Yes.
attention to it or making
Bringing it up or anything. Yeah.
but they bring it up too, like why is it like this? Why is it
Yeah.
ridiculous? Why what? And then Mako even brings it up like, oh my gosh, she's like, you know, half naked out there fighting like this,
Yeah.
you know, like
That's
they
just
know
how she rose, you know.
yeah, and they make the joke
Yeah.
for us, you know, like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous, and even them, they're like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous, you know. So we're all
Ooh.
in on the joke a little bit and are
Yeah.
paying
And
attention
they
to
do
it.
kind of talk about that a little bit too, especially in the Jinkutsu,
Oh yeah,
where Sasuke gets hers. She tells her, "It's like you haven't really unlocked your potential yet because you're not really wearing your suit.
you have to be. I think
You have to be naked and shameless. That was the whole
free.
point. It's like because Rio's talking like, well, you're is revealing too, and she's like, that's the point. Is that's why you're not unlocking your power, because you feel shame. It's like you have to be shameless and comfortable in your skin to draw out the full power of the suit, which in turn finally clicks in Rio's head, and she's able to finally get the full power of Shiketsu.
No, when I saw that scene, I was like, oh, there is something like it's body positivity.
Yeah,
You know, like stop shaming yourself.
yeah.
Find
Be comfortable in
power.
your own skin. Yeah,
We find power in our own skin, like
yeah,
being yourself and just like accepting who you are, self-love. There
yeah.
is something to be said about all of that, and you could justify some of the ridiculousness to your wife whenever she walks in. She's like, look, she
Okay, look,
look,
hey, let me rewind this scene real quick. Watch
okay,
this scene. It explains
wait, watch this
everything.
scene. This is the part of the show. If you trying to explain it to her, trying to like justify, like, look, you have to find your own love for
Like,
yourself. She loves herself enough to
like,
be
just
in
close
this
your
house.
eyes and just listen to it. You'll understand.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Uh,
But you know what? Here's the thing. Like that first episode, you know, like I talk about the first
Yeah.
episode. We talk about how I talk about how we unfairly judge the show by just the first episode.
yeah,
But the show remains, you know, high
Yeah.
quality. It remains like everything it gave us in the first episode, it continues to give us and deliver every episode. You know, like the silliness, the rambunctious, you know,
yeah,
wild, you know, everything that you enjoyed from the first one. If you enjoyed the first episode, and if it can
Yeah.
continue to deliver, because I am only halfway through, hopefully, and I'm afraid to say, you know, I hope it could.
Hopefully, it
continue to
doesn't pull a spin move like Darling in the Rocks.
Don't give us Darling in the Franxx. Don't, you know, don't jump the shark. Don't mess us up, man. Like, just continue to be cool. Though there was who's the juggernaut?
Gamori,
Gamora, Garangu, Gargantuan.
Gargantuan.
We'll just say Gargantuan. That when he Joe Angel, when they Joe Banks. Okay, so they fight, and the things that this man is saying is very suggestive. Like they are making the joke, and you know, it's funny though. That's the thing. Like it's funny, but
It's just his whole character too. It's just like he's so devoted to the system. That's what
Yeah,
it is.
he is.
He's so devoted to the structure.
He is a simp for Lady Satsuki. He's the shield.
And it's funny because all the other elites call him out on it too. Like they're like, he's the most loyal and everything. They call him out on it all the time.
But that if you go back, I don't know if you remember. Do you know what I'm talking about when he has this the whole like he's talking about his Goku suit and what it's able to do and his power that he has, and he's fighting this whole thing and how his soul suit works, but it's very suggestive in a way that I was just like, they're going there. They really go there for this joke. And I'm like, I'm afraid. I mean, like, it continues, and how far are they willing to go in the show?
Yeah.
And to a point where I go, I can't let people know that I watched the show because I'm now committed. I will not quit now that the show is gone, and that like I'm hooked for the first 10 episodes, and I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna get a little crazier. It's gotta get a little crazier.
Yeah.
I don't know how much more they're gonna say and do that. I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna have to watch this, in a dark room, and never bring this up actually. Yeah, maybe. And I might like the next episode
throw a VPN on.
I'm gonna have to tell some folks. Yo, I didn't know. I didn't know. I like we did a recap episode, but I'm sorry, I didn't know it went into the deep end because it might get.
I didn't know this turn was coming.
How about this?
Open that door yet?
We have a little bit before we release this. Yeah. I'm gonna finish the show, and then I'm gonna give you the green light, Joe Angel, or the red light. Don't show this.
Erase this episode.
Yeah, delete this. Delete this out. Delete this out. I'm halfway through. You're halfway through.
Yeah, I'm halfway through. Yeah, because I've been watching other stuff too as well. Like I finished the second season of the One Piece live action.
Mm-hmm.
Caught up on Jujutsu Kaisen. Caught up on Frieren.
Mm-hmm. I'm watching the latest season of Fire Force.
Yeah, I started one that I'm going to throw on our list. I started that one. What was it that just started?
I almost suggested for us to get onto Fire Force since I'm continuing to watch the show, but I thought this was more a little bit more. There's a little bit more to talk about with this, even though Fire Force is the same, but like.
When you finish that one, there's gonna be a lot to talk about.
Okay.
When that one's complete.
What else? I mean, hey, by the way, we if you're here and you're listening and you expect us to make some kind of point, you're in the wrong place, buddies. I saw somebody. I'm calling somebody. I don't know who it was. That they left a comment on it. It's like, not one point made. I'm like, that's the point, bro.
That's the point.
I don't want to make any points. The idea is for you not to learn anything from what we say on this.
I know there's a comment. What was it? Oh, it was about her quiet quitting.
Oh, yeah,
That's not what quiet quitted in. It's like, you missed the whole point of the clip, bro. We were talking about we're trying to figure out what it was.
Well, yeah, exactly. We don't know. So explain it to us in the comments.
Yeah.
Come on, chat. Do your job and know things, okay?
Know things,
our job is not to know anything. I know nothing. That's the entire point. I'm watching this show and I'm going like, okay, this is where the friends of mine who would go, anime is cool until they get into some of the scenes where it's deep off to the deep end and you go, I don't know, like, if we can accept that as a culture. Like, I don't know if we're cool.
Is this culturally acceptable?
Yeah, like, because if you come out and say this about a show, like, oh yeah, I love this show, then you're saying a lot about who you are as a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, like I was saying, like, so when to finish my thought about the girl that we saw at the anime that they were doing the
anime movie night,
and they were doing the cosplay thing, and I'm like, she's out there in that show, like in that costume, so she knows Kill la Kill, she knows
What's
how much.
going on?
Yeah, she's like letting everybody know that I'm a little bit of a freak. You know what I'm saying?
You know
Like,
what I'm
right?
saying?
I'm willing to go there.
But she's also know, hey, I'm comfortable with who I am in my
See,
skin.
embody positivity. You know what I'm saying? Like, own your love. Know who you are. Be,
It's the
you know.
lens you view it through.
That is true. That is very true. I mean, I'm watching this and learning like what Japanese culture is willing to go for on this, like they're
Yeah.
really I feel like what they're kind of like living in the 80s, like when we used to just do whatever we wanted in the 80s
Yeah.
and show whatever we wanted in the 80s, but never really thought like they never had that like cultural shift of like, hey, maybe
Yeah.
we shouldn't,
Maybe we
objectify
should do this.
women. I don't know,
Yeah.
like, what I'm saying, like, or maybe we should like, what did they maybe we shouldn't be shaming people, like, I
Yeah.
don't know. So Japan has, they don't, like, they don't have
Whatever.
PC culture. I think you said that before. I don't know. Is that just a joke that you made on your own? Like they don't have PC culture, or is it you think they have some sort of
Uh,
political correctness there that we don't, or that we have, they don't have it there? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I saw a thing. I don't know if it's AI or real, but it was a government official in Japan
mm-hmm,
talking about immigration in Japan. And we were talking about, because of course, just like any small town, any place you go, who doesn't want to change, refuses to change, they'll pinpoint and point fingers at peoples or situations.
mm-hmm,
Um, but there's a thing where some of the towns where people don't like people who immigrate there, or don't like the tourists and stuff.
mm-hmm.
Mostly because, of course, you have those people who don't understand the culture, who don't know what's going on, who
Yeah,
just break like the social norms, the rules and stuff without any kind of what do you call it,
remorse
remorse.
or
Yeah, they're basically just doing them, and it's all like, you can't really do you have to
yeah,
be respectful, especially in a place like Japan. They're very respectful, honorable. And so if you and so this officials, they were asking her about that, like, hey, what do you think about this? There's some immigrants who feel, you know, who aren't feeling welcome, and who are, having, hate and stuff towards them and stuff. And the official just flat out says, like, well, if they would follow the rules and the culture, it would be fine. They're not. That's the whole point. They're not
mm,
being remorseful. They're not being respectful of our culture. So that's why this is happening to them. If they
ye-
would just be like a little bit more in the moment, open minded, like, oh, hey, wait, I'm not where I'm normally am. Maybe I should check
conscious.
myself. Yeah,
Yeah.
I should be conscious about what I'm doing. Then none of this would be happening.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and I think that's the thing, like, when I think about all this stuff and how, like, the show, like, they do stuff and you just go, "That's a weird choice." And you go, "It's not a weird choice. It's a cultural choice." There are so many things that are built up in everyone's culture that makes them think that things like,
Yeah.
we talked about that,
Yeah,
rooster fighter.
Rooster Fighter. Yeah.
Like, it's silliness, but like culturally, the rooster probably is seen as a certain way in Japan. Like we view animals differently. We view
Yeah.
old people here in America differently than they do in Japan. In Japan,
Mm,
they respect the elderly.
yeah.
They don't see them as a burden. Here in America, we
Mm.
see them as a burden, slow, in the way.
Future is now, old man.
Exactly. That's the kind of rhetoric we have here in America about old
Yeah.
people. But over there, they're seen as the matriarch or the patriarch of the family,
Yeah.
the people who know things. They've lived life, they've got wisdom to impart on you. And so they look at
Yeah.
them differently. You see them as like
Yeah.
not in the way, but
No.
like the holders of knowledge and of wisdom and
Yeah.
something to impart on you. So
I think there are even some like Japanese company that don't force retire their older employees,
hmm
but keep them around just because of their knowledge and their quality of work. Just basically, they keep them around as like, hey, uh, we could keep them around. That way, the new younger employees that we have coming in can learn from them, because they all know the tricks of the trade. They all like can see things that our new employees can't see. So hang on to them so that they can impart their knowledge on our next generation of workers that are coming in.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And you know what? Grandma over there ain't afraid to be a little bit of a freak. Okay, she watching some Kill la Kill.
I see some of the novellas. I know what she's watching.
Yo,
You're like,
better-
Grandma, you can't watch
you
this.
can't be watching this, Grandma. Okay, Grandma loves her some Kill la Kill. Dude. Well, I don't know how far we are with this, and I don't know how we end this, but let's just say that so far, I don't know what our rating was last time. This episode came from March 9th. So this was
I
just.
think we both rated this the same.
What did we give this? Like something high, like a 10 or a 9?
Was it 10?
It may have been a 10. We may have been at a 10 on
It was
this
a 10
episode.
out of crispy fried guys.
That's right, because they deep fry the guys
Yes.
on the.
Yeah, I think we had the same. We gave the same rating. I think we both rated this very high.
So this our episode of Kill la Kill came out March 9th and titled "Looks That Kill."
Yeah,
and
I think we gave it either a 5 out of 5 or a 10 out of 10.
So
we both ranked it the same.
About halfway through the season, are you still high up on this show? Are you as high?
Oh yeah.
Right? It's still
yeah,
good.
Because it's still keeping up. Yeah, it's still ridiculous. It's still hilarious. It hasn't dropped. It's not like I said, some of the other ones, like Metallic Rouge was another one that kind of just, the first episode was like very promising and good, and then it just
kind of fell off.
For me, it just fell off.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Darling and the Franxx, everything was good up until episode 13, 14, where they just kind of went off the rails.
Yeah,
it was you had a good story building up, and you kind of just dropped the ball. But as far as like this one goes, it's still like good. It's still going on. Even like I said, it was, as I mentioned in our episode that we covered this on, it reminded me a lot of FLCL and its ways and how it was done and stuff. And that was 6 episodes. So that was all like, all right, 6 episodes was good to contain that whole thing.
Yeah.
So this is like taking that and extending it beyond 6. And can it extend it beyond 6? And it has. It's, for me, and pretty assuming you, it's continued to hold its own and hold up its merit as it's gone on throughout these episodes.
Well, should we? We've never done this before, but should we? Since you and I are halfway through, when we finish, should we come back and do a
full series review?
I don't know, maybe, or either we just do like a little. Maybe we could tag it on to another episode. I don't know, maybe the chat can let us know. Chat, should we come back to this after we're fully done?
Is there a turn?
Yeah, I mean, because honestly, if I'm thinking about this now, and if you're watching this right now and you're halfway through it, I would want to hear how this ended, because we started at 10, we're still at a 10.
10. Can we end it on 10?
Because that's the thing. Like, I don't want to waste my time with some of these shows, because there's so many things to watch. There's so many shows out there. And it's so hard to know what you want to spend your time on. And as I continue to watch these shows, and I see like you catch a filler episode, or you just kind of or things kind of fall a little bit, and you go, "Well, is it gonna
stagnate?"
Yeah. Do I want to keep watching this show? Is it still gonna be good? And if it continues to stay this way, I'd like for us to maybe come back when we finish and go, okay, this show. Started at 10, was at the middle of the 10.
10.
Where are we?
Ended on 10.
Yeah.
Where are we?
We'll see.
Where is this going to finish?
Where we see. I want 10s across the board, baby.
Across the board, baby. And you know what else? You can give those 10s. You can give us some of those 10s as well. And where can you give them at? You give them on Spotify, on YouTube, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, wherever you listen to us, wherever you watch us, that's where we are. Leave us those likes, hit those subscribe buttons. Turn on those notifications too, guys, so you know when these episodes drop out and are available, which is on Mondays, every Mondays, wherever you listen and watch us. And you can also go to our website, anime-me.com, where you can find not only this episode, but all the other episodes that we have. You can find the links to all the social podcasts and platforms, and where you can find our merch there, guys. As we say, springtime's here. That means new beginnings. That means you need some new fashion, dog.
Put a shirt on.
Put a shirt on. I think did we say that last time? No, we said that for one of them.
I don't know, maybe.
I
think I say that a lot, actually.
Pretty sure not.
Put a shirt on.
All right, guys. Well, I've been joined with my co-host Sal. We'll see you on the next one.
Peace.
これはアニメミーでした。これから帰国の旅を始めます。ご清聴ありがとうございました。